Hi, I'm Dave and I help businesses like yours to get the best out of technology. A lot of smaller businesses can't afford a full-time IT manager or IT director or CIO or whatever you want to call them. And I fill that gap by helping your IT team and your management team to make good IT decisions. I work with the board of directors, I work with your IT team, and I make sure that IT projects get done on time and on budget. But more importantly, I help you understand the general context of what you need to do with technology. So the key areas that I'm working in today are artificial intelligence and cybersecurity, because cybersecurity is the biggest threat to your business and soon AI is going to catch up with it. And I know you're a construction company, probably, if you're watching this, and you're thinking, well, we don't really care about AI, it's not relevant for building walls or plasterers, but it absolutely is. It's going to fundamentally change the way we all work. And actually, what's going to be super interesting over the next few years is to see business process automation coming in with BIM and ERP. They're two technologies you should be familiar with. And what's going to happen around digital twins, that idea that when we design and construct a building, what do we do with the information that we capture while we're doing that? So the idea is if you want to retrofit a building in 20, 50 years time, or there's a mistake made when the building was constructed, you can more easily fix those issues because you've got photos of what happened, you've got diagrams, plans, reports, videos, and all that stuff comes together. And we also want to see buildings being constructed much more like Lego. Now, some of the architects I work with are really into this now, and it's obviously happening in the commercial space, but in residential we're not seeing that happen very much yet. Anyway, I want to talk about technology and all about construction. What do we need to know about? Well, in terms of my time, most of my time is spent advising businesses on what they need to do and how to make good decisions. If your management team doesn't have anyone with technology experience, so they've mostly only worked in the construction industry, say, I try not to work with dentists specifically for this reason, or anyone in healthcare, because generally they haven't worked in many other industries, so they don't get it. They don't really understand the broader context, and that's where I can really add value to your management team. And the same if you've got an internal IT team. What often happens is that they want to maintain the status quo. It just works, which is great, until one day you come in and realize you don't have a business anymore because you've been ransomware. So you can't justify really having a full-time IT manager. And if you do, a lot of businesses think they'll get like this unicorn IT manager that will make the tea, control their IT strategy, deal with cybersecurity, fix printers, fix Outlook. It's just ridiculous. One person can't do all those things. Well, they can. They'll do it for about a year and then they'll have a mental breakdown and leave. It's much cheaper to employ someone like me. I can work for a day a week, a day a month. I come in, make sure your business strategy is aligned with the technology, make sure you're controlling the cyber risks, you're moving forward with AI, you're looking at the opportunities that BIM, ERP, all these things can bring to your business. And there's no like magic solution here, but I've got 20 odd years experience in managing many businesses' IT systems. I understand IT really well. I understand why businesses really struggle to make good decisions, and I can explain stuff in plain English. For example, things like managing your IT life cycle. A lot of people buy computers and they don't replace them until they break. When computers are at the end of their life, they give them to their staff to take home. And these are just causing massive issues in your business. I went to see a dentist, I said I don't like working with dentists, and their computers are so slow, literally to click a button takes 30 seconds. If one of your staff is sitting there and they're sitting there and the computer's little circles whirring away, what does that tell you them about how much you care about their work? And then there's other things that we need to consider. If you're putting in IoT devices, you could boiler control systems, lighting control systems, electric charging points, as some of my clients are doing. How are you managing the security of those? What's going to happen when those systems get hacked? If you put them in when you design and built the building, but they've never been maintained by anyone, where's the liability lie? You need to control these risks. Construction is one of the biggest areas for financial fraud because there's lots of money moving around in the business, lots of materials being bought, lots of bills being paid. It's very simple to create a fake, similar domain name to a company that you might be working with and for you to pay a scammer. I've seen people pay hundreds of thousands of pounds in the construction industry to fake invoices. And that's completely avoidable, it's completely unnecessary. There's processes you can put in place with your finance team to stop that happening. And email compromise, people think that's not important. But the problem is once your emails have been compromised, the people that compromised them have then got your data and they've got an access to list of all the people in your organization, probably with job titles. It makes it much easier for them using AI to create emails to get further into your network. And once you've been ransomware, it's very difficult to recover. The average ransomware recovery time is around 2 weeks. which is why you need a process for doing that now. And the cost is around £8,000 per staff member. Compare that to, if we did my full cybersecurity stack, we're talking around £40 a month per staff member. So it's at least 50 times cheaper, basically, to do the cyber right. And when it comes to tools for your business, if you're relying on spreadsheets, a lot of businesses are, what about looking at some of these BIM tools? Could they be more effective? And I know they're quite expensive tools to invest in. So the other thing that people do with these tools is they buy them, they don't deliver, and then when their contract runs out in 12, 24, 36 months, they cancel them. So you need to be really aware about how you're implementing technology change. And that's, again, where I can really help get that stuff over the line. So if that sounds helpful, more than happy to have a chat. I generally try and find something really simple we can do together, see how we work together, see if that's something we want to do. So just get in touch with me. There's no cost for doing it, and I can help you maybe look at your cyber, or I can help you with some email delivery issues or something that's simple, and we can take it from there. So yeah, get in touch, and thanks for watching, and I hope that was useful. Speak to you soon.